How's it going, YouTube, and welcome back to Cutcrew Limited. We're a grounds maintenance company operating in East Midlands, Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire and Milton Keynes. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've probably seen our new video series, Behind the Blade, which is basically an in-depth, behind-the-scenes look about our business, Cutcrew Limited, in the grounds maintenance industry. Now, if you have seen these videos, then you'll know that most of our work is just commercial. And a lot of comments I've been getting, either private messages or comments on YouTube, is I'm in the industry, but I want more commercial work. So this is the video for you. Now, obviously, I've got to be very careful what I'm doing because there might be people within my area or my region that watch this video, and why would I boost the competition? However, I do want to help everyone in the industry win more work because there is enough work out for everyone, which is why in this video I'm going to explain the ethical ways on how to approach winning commercial work and also building that community within your area. In this video I will be going through 5 steps which is going to increase your visibility and win you more commercial work within your region, your domain and your area. So for those of you that haven't been watching the channel for so long, you're probably wondering what qualifies this guy to teach me this stuff. So I left the military and I started working for an international firm. I just wasn't enjoying life outside of the military. I was finding it very, very difficult. It was affecting my mental health working in the civilian domain, and I kind of wanted to create my own environment in which I would be happy and my family would flourish. So I started off as a sole trader, just doing residential landscaping and maintenance. And I quickly learned that this is something that I want to do for the long run. I want to build my little legacy. I wanted to create something that will create abundance for my whole family, something I could pass on to my son. And I also wanted to build a really, really good team. I then made the decision to go limited. I rebranded to Cutcrew and I've been taking it seriously since then. I shifted our 100% residential client base and now we literally do 98% commercial work and we've got about 2% of residential jobs. When I say residential, take that with a pinch of salt. I mean large expanses of grounds or lawns to look after. So I'm very picky in the residential clients that we take on. So that's enough of the waffling, let's dive straight in. I'm going to label the steps. These are the first 5 steps I would start with and we'll work our way down the list. So number 5, what are you kitted out for right now that you don't need to invest any money in? So you might be a residential gardener, you may have a pedestrian mower, you may have commercial hedge equipment, commercial strimmer, you may be set up with your hand tools and have a commercial pedestrian mower but not be able to take on the large scale acre jobs because you only own that pedestrian mower. And that is fine. So step number 5 is take a look at what you have in your business right now and check your capability. So what I mean by this, if you are literally just leaving the residential game, you will be kitted out for office blocks, doctors' surgeries, maybe local hospitals, day nurseries, churchyards, churches, heritage chapels. You get the idea, the small scale commercial work. And I always believe this is a really good place to start. It's where I started. It gives you regular work, regular payment, and it gives you a little bit of the taste of the commercial domain and what they expect. Now, some commercial clients are going to differ from others. For example, you might just do a volunteer run church and they're not going to be asking for RAM statement, health and safety methods. They're not going to be asking for a contractor service agreement. They're just going to say, we want our grounds doing, how much is it going to be? You're going to send your invoice, you're going to get paid, happy days. However, you will come across some smaller commercial jobs that will require these things. So they'll be, before you even start, they'll be asking for your RAM statement, your method statement, maybe even slavery statements, stuff like that. They'll be asking for service agreements, scope of works. If you don't know how to write a scope of works, I have done a video on it. Click up here right now. If you do not have service agreements, don't even look for commercial work yet, and I'll tell you why. If you don't have service agreements in place, one, you're going to find it really hard to get paid. If you've got that service agreement in place and you're taking photos of when you do work, you've got a diary of what you've done, all that good stuff. If you have a service agreement in place, you're always going to get your money. I'm not a legal expert, so my greatest advice for that is to contact a company called BEB Consultancy, and they do an enterprise business start pack. So basically you pay them, I think it's around £200, don't quote me on that, but you get all the stuff that you need to start your business, and they will also mentor you in the legal aspects of that domain. Commercial agreements are also a lot different to residential agreements. There's a lot more clauses you can put in and things like that, but stay protected before you even start. Because trust me, if you hit that tight spot and you need that money, a good legal backup will always help you, and you'll be able to continue with your commercial work. So please, if you take anything from this video, get your service agreements in place. And if you want an example, I'm happy to send you Cutcrew's example until you have the funds in order to contact BEB, but definitely contact them, they're a great team. You can hit me up at jack@cutcrew.co.uk, link will be in the description. Went a bit off topic there, but so yeah, number 5 is check your capability. If you do have small scale ride-on equipment at the minute, that's fine, you can start tackling those other little jobs that require ride-on mowers. However, don't let your current capability affect what you want. So what I mean by that is, when I first started, I took big risks. I financed my mowers, and I went out there and I had the belief that if I had the kit, I would win the work. And luckily for me, that has worked. However, tap into that local network. There may be contractors within your area that are looking to move on to the next phase of their business. So you may know that we've just bought a tractor. So potentially we will be looking at getting rid of our smaller stuff and passing that on to someone just entering that domain. Tap those local contractors up and ask them if they have any smaller scale jobs that they're willing to pass over to you. You may be able to lease their equipment. There may be a hire company near you where you could lease a ride-on mower to get your foot into that domain. Once you've proven you have that capability, you can then start hitting your social medias, email marketing, LinkedIn, and educate the potential buyers in your local area of what your capability is. So if you rent that ride-on mower, if you get 4 or 5 ride-on mower jobs a day, but you're having to lease that equipment, if you fill one day up, you're only having to lease that equipment for a day. And once you've been doing it for a certain amount of time, or you get more jobs, then you can take the plunge to finance a piece of equipment or buy it outright. Financing equipment, we could talk about financing equipment all day. However, it is a smart business move to do. Not only is there tax benefits, how much is a piece of equipment going to cost you if it breaks down? So personally, if I had a mower down for a week, that is a nightmare. With new equipment that you finance, you're looking at commercial warranties and things like that. So the best person to speak to for that would be David from Mowerman, Gardner, Machinery in Wellingborough, or your local dealer. I know for a fact that David would give anyone in the UK advice on that, so give him a call. So now you've tied down your capabilities, start tapping into them capabilities, start knocking on doors, sending letters, adding on LinkedIn, all these people that you want to get in front of. The practice managers for doctor's surgery, maybe put a leaflet through the local church, office blocks, go in and knock. Who looks after your facilities? I guarantee it won't be the CEO of the business. They will have someone do that for them. So ask who's in charge of facilities, send them an email, ask for their email address, start building that relationship. You don't even have to go for a sales pitch. Just say, hi, I'm Jack. This is what we do. I'd love to know more about your business. And learning more about their business, you can then understand on how you can provide a better service. For example, the doctor's surgery. We're really busy Monday to Friday. Saturdays are our quiet days. Awesome. I can provide grounds maintenance on a Saturday. That's not an issue. It causes minimal disruption to your business, and we can ensure that the grounds are always top quality. So that's number 5. If you want me to go more in depth on that, hit me an email, bang a comment in the comments box, and maybe I'll do a live video on that. But that's number 5. Look at your capability right now. Number 4 tip for winning more commercial work in this video. So my number 4 tip would be change your visibility and change your image. So if you've got a van, if it isn't sign written, get it sign written. Commercial grounds maintenance, commercial work. I don't know if you've heard about the law of attraction, but you will naturally attract the image that you're portraying. So if you're putting up on Facebook, LinkedIn, or on the side of your van, residential maintenance, residential, people know to contact you for residential work, and that's brilliant. It's still work. Once you've got your foot in the door and you're starting to do those office blocks and things like that, start posting that your commercial work, start highlighting your commercial work, start telling your current customers, you know, we're looking for more commercial work, because you never know, they might be a facilities manager somewhere and you'll gain more work. Basically, number 4 is advertise the fact that you want commercial work and start hitting those channels up. Make that your main message throughout all your socials. Number 4, vision. We want commercial work. So I spoke about at the beginning of the video about expanding and going commercial work ethically, and this step ties into that fantastically. You'll get a bit of a backstory about how I built my network in the area and things like that. But number 3 is build a network within your industry in your area. So building your network in the industry in your area, what do I mean by that? So when you move to commercial work, there's several things that are extremely important to make sure that you operate commercially, keep operating commercially, and keep earning money. And you're probably thinking, that sounds ridiculous, but what I mean by that is, let me give you an example. So you've just won your first contract, you already have this ride-on mower that you've had for a couple of years, but it's just been doing residential work, but now you're hitting it hard, you're giving it a hard time, it breaks down. Do you have a good relationship with your local repair centre, your sales centre and things like that? I know for a fact that if I have a machine go down, I can ask David for help and advice because we've built that relationship up with David and Stuart at Mowerman. One of the first things I did when I set my business up, I started to build that rapport with them, not only because I like their service, they were willing to help, and I made it very clear to them. I'll never forget, one day I finally sat down with Stuart, the owner at Mowerman, and I said to him, what work do you do in this area? And he was probably thinking, who does this guy think he is asking me who my clients are? I was not asking for that reason. The reason why I was asking him that, I personally would never email, contact or fish for work from someone that's close within my network. It's just not on. If he asks me for help on a project, then absolutely I'm there and you can count on me. We will help. We'll maybe take those small jobs off of him that he doesn't want. However, it's important to build these relationships. There's several contractors within this area that I speak to daily and I'm giving them advice. They're giving me advice. We're telling each other what jobs we're quoting on and things like that, because I don't want to step on anyone else's toes in my community, because one day when your mower goes down and you need to lean on someone to ask them to either borrow a mower, do the job for you, you need to be able to trust that they're not going to take that job off of you, and also they don't have to help you out. And it only takes a couple of missed visits to lose a commercial job. So build a network within your area with the contractors. Maybe you're seeing them at a waste facility, maybe you're seeing them within your nearest sales centre, but build a good community and be that person that they can count on if they need you. 9 times out of 10 that is reciprocated. I couldn't count the amount of times that I've had to lean on people within my network to give me a hand or pull me out of the doo-doo. I personally believe this should be number 1 on the list, because there's always someone that's a little bit further ahead of you. It's just a fact of life. So I personally have smaller commercial jobs that I could probably let go if I wanted to. If someone that was just starting out contacted me and asking for them, if I thought it was a good fit and I knew that they were going to look after my clients, then I'd absolutely do that. There's also people in front of me in the commercial game that, because I've not done them dirty, they might do the same thing. They might be going for the acres and acres and acres, and they might pass me their little 10 acres. You never know. So number 3, build that network within your region and your local area. Number 2 is something that I learn daily, that I'm still improving on, that I'm still trying to improve on, that I'll probably still be trying to improve on when I'm retiring. I guarantee there's hundreds of contractors within your local area. What makes you different? Why should these commercial sites be giving you that job? Do you have any guarantees? Do you go the extra mile? Literally answer these questions to yourself right now, because that's what the customers are going to ask you. It's very hard to be reliable in our industry because we're affected by things like weather, breakdowns, fuel droughts. What's that about? But the way you deal with that will win you more work. For example, the first school that we got, I kept that communication bridge constant. I told them when we're going to be there, how long we're going to be there for, again trying to cause minimal disruption to their business. And the word quickly spreads within trusts to other clients, and you'll pick work up that way. So always do a good job. If you can't be there, tell them why and tell them how you're going to fix that. So obviously, when a good example is when the UK was having that fuel drought, I literally couldn't get diesel to get to a job. I was probably one of the only ones calling friends and family asking if I could siphon diesel from their tank, but I got there as soon as I could. I found a solution. I told the customer about the disruption, but I found a solution. Always keep them in the loop. And by doing a great job every time, and even when you can't do a great job, letting them know as soon as possible how you're fixing that, will flourish your business in different ways, because people always look at the failures, see how you fixed it, and will rate you on that. Cutcrew had a really tough time, however, they went above and beyond to ensure that we were there. And word of mouth is very powerful. You will win work that way. So always keep on top of your commercial clients. If you're just breaking into that commercial domain and that's what you want, it sounds bad, but make them your priority. So if you do have a really bad day, make sure that they're number one on the list the next day. It's just how it goes. Now this one's a little bonus tip, but look at your insurance. Make sure you're properly insured for commercial work. We are above and beyond insured. Look at your public liability, your employer liability, because most commercial clients won't even touch you if you don't have the right insurance. So sit down, look at your public liability. If you don't have the correct public liability, give GSI Limited a call in Rushden. They are fantastic for our industry. Give them a call and they'll sort out your public liability for you. But if you're not insured for the job, don't even take those jobs on, because if that job goes wrong, and it will, you need to make sure that you've got the insurance in order to fix whatever's gone wrong. And it might not be your fault, but it never is. So that's a little bonus tip. Just check your insurance and make sure that you are insured for the commercial domain. My number one tip, we have got to it. Here we go. Network your business. So if you've seen my weekly videos, you know that I go to BNI every single Friday and network my business for commercial work. I'm spreading that message and the vision of my business every week for more work. Now BNI, I've been a member for just over 2 years and I think we've done over 200,000 just from BNI Room. There are other networking events, but you're looking for commercial work, so go to the commercial domain, go to these networking events where there's going to be other commercial outlets and tell them what you do. And when you're in that room, you're not telling them that you do residential work. You tell them, no, we do commercial work, we do office blocks. Again, sticking to your capability, we do office blocks, churches, chapels, football clubs, whatever it may be, and you will win work. People buy from people that they like. People buy from people that they know, like and trust. Don't use it as a sales pitch. Try and build up those rapport, because you never know who someone might know. To get out there and network your business within your local community. If you want more advice on that, again, feel free to send me an email. If you are looking to join BNI, send me a message and I'll find a really good chapter for you in your area. There is a cost of it, but like anything, if you're advertising on Facebook, you will get a return of investment if you do it correctly. So don't put networking on the back burner, because at the end of the day, that is your target audience. If you're targeting commercial work, go to where commercial people go, and commercial people go networking, believe it or not. I know this video's been a little bit boring, just sat in a van talking to you, but it has been a very highly requested video, so I really appreciate your time. I'd love to know in the comments what stage of business you're at. So if you're already smashing the commercial work, let everyone know your experiences. Maybe you could teach me something. I'd love to follow your journey of entering that commercial domain, so please let me know. Stay in contact. As I said, I want to help the community. I want to see other people grow, because there's enough work out there for everyone. If you have liked this video, I'd really recommend watching our weekly YouTube series Behind the Blade. Maybe hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those videos. Alternatively, you can click here for Cutcrew's website, here to subscribe, here to watch our weekly videos, and here to watch a video that YouTube thinks you might like. Have a good week, people. I'm Jack. Thank you so much for watching Cutcrew Limited on YouTube. Let's go out and get it.